In order to be recognized today, you must represent your nation. We must understand the importance of land to our nation. The first and most important reason that the individual countries of Europe, Africa, and Asia are recognized as nations is because they occupy a specific area of the earth. Secondly, they are recognized because of the effectiveness of their internal unity and policies, and then by their enactment of international policies and agreements with other established nations. The black man has been actually worthless when it comes to exercising the rights as human beings in an ever-advancing civilization. So remember, we cannot demand recognition until we have some land that we can call our own. I mean, this book makes more sense today than it did back in the day. Because now we see the Omar Hassan Muhammad moving in that direction, trying to unite the whole of us. He gave a lecture called the Manifesto, and in that lecture, the Omar Hassan Muhammad pointed out and gave a similitude to us being like the wildebeest in Africa. Seen the Discovery Channel, right? These wildebeest roam in packs, sometimes thousands, hundreds, maybe as little as 50. And one lioness who is outnumbered by 50 or 1,000 wildebeest will sit and watch and pray, not on the whole body, because they couldn't get the whole body. They get one at a time. And that lioness would go, stalk it, take her out. And the other wildebeest, as they see the lioness coming, they look. They might go in a little ruckus and run away a little bit and look excited. But as soon as one is caught, then they know, okay, he's satisfied for now. We can go on about our own business. They don't gang up and go get the lion. They don't chase the lioness down to kill her. They just say, okay, they got one. Another one bites the dust. Let's go on about our business. Doesn't that sound like us a little bit?
Yes, sir.
When one of us fall victim to the devil, we get in a ruckus. We might protest. We might picket. But as soon as it's over with, and we see we didn't get got, and the devil pays out his little money toward him, oh, it's okay, let's go back to business as usual. Never the thinking that, let's stop this from ever occurring again. How can we do it? The wildebeest had not developed that instinct, but the white man has. Namely, because he is the devil, okay, and can't make peace, can't have peace even amongst himself. He had to set something in motion to protect himself from himself. They call it law. And they exercise that law in a government on a piece of land that they can call their own. They have borders. And then they'll exercise that law internationally from nation to nation to protect themselves, NATO. That if one lion, one enemy nation attacks one of us, then we will do what? We will come together and defend all white folk against one attacker. We're not going to let them take France out and not act. We're not going to let them take Germany out and not act. Now, we'll fight amongst ourselves, but you let an Arab nation rise up against us and see what happens. You let an Arab nation rise up against the United States of America and see what happens. The Honorable South Army points out that we have not developed amongst ourselves that instinct to defend ourselves and protect ourselves against a common enemy. But here now, our forefathers projected that for us. The whole idea of us having fallen prey to the devil, and the devil having used and abused us for the last 400, 500 years. That they planned that we would come into a state of mind, we will come into a necessity and a need to formalize a government that can protect us all. And we will send a God. It says in Isaiah 46, a ravenous bird, the man that executed my counsel, that I'm going to send him. He's going to set up the government. Choose a people to represent him. That was Almighty God Allah. We saw the Honorable Muhammad give birth to the nation. And we see the Honorable Silis Muhammad fulfilling the will of his father, bringing that government into fruition. It's like a rose that buds. You could not see the true beauty of the nation as it began to blossom under the Honorable Muhammad. You saw some of it, but it had not fully bloomed. That mustard seed that Jesus spoke of had not yet bloomed. That would become a place of refuge for all the birds. And that's what the Afrodescendant Nation is to be. A refuge for not just Muslims, not just followers of the Honorable Silis Muhammad, but all black men and women who are Afro-descendants across the Atlantic slave trade, that they would be able to find refuge in it. All of the brothers and sisters who have been touched by the teachings of the Honorable Muhammad, the Hebrew Israelites, all of them, all the different black groups can now lodge into that Afro-descendant nation. And rightly so, because we're not going to judge them based on religion. We don't say to brother, well, you can't believe in that religion. You can't come in the Lost Foundation of Islam with another religion. But you can come into the Afro-descendant nation with a different religion. But you will abide by the law of truth and righteousness. We have streets and they pave with gold, all right? And the street lights is on that street. Then you have to stop at the red sign, a light, unless we change the color. You have to abide by the law as you practice Christianity. You can't kill or murder your brother except in self-defense. That's the law. It don't have nothing to do with religion. It has something to do with truth and righteousness. And that's our mission today. To say to the world that our God has shown favor on us, and his name is Master Farad Muhammad. He is Almighty God Allah. He has raised up a messenger in our midst who has given birth to the Lost Foundation of Islam, who in turn gave birth to the Honorable Silis Muhammad, who is fulfilling the will of the Father, Master Farad Muhammad, and his mother, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. It is setting in motion a government that we can call our own. He is calling, as did the Honorable Elijah Muhammad in the back of Muhammad Speaks newspaper, for a land flowing with milk and honey. His last request was to the King of Saudi Arabia. Give us a piece of land whereby we can work on developing ourselves, because he too recognizes that a land and qualifications is our salvation. Then and only then can we begin to govern ourselves and produce something for ourselves. Not to be caught up in somebody else's government, but to have a piece of land that we can call our own. A land, as the script referred, flowing with milk and honey. If we are granted that land in Arabia, we know that that land in Arabia is flowing with oil. All right? If they would give us a land with some minerals on it, that would be a blessing as well. We can use it to reap the benefits from the soil and begin to produce products to sell and trade with other nations. That's what we ought to do. And to show them how to be truthful and righteous, how to do good business with one another, not tricking one another, not like they did to Africa and all other parts of the planet. Their world, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad says, is falling. And if the devil falls, if night dissipates, go out, then light must come to the forefront. So truth and righteousness in our person is to shine as we move forward to establish a land that we can call our own and to take our place on the world stage. I leave you as I greet you in peace. As-salam.
Walaikum salam.
I don't know if you have any questions. If you do, I can take questions as it relates to the topic brought forward. But I just wanted to point out, that this message to the black man is valuable. You should read it daily. Just to be mindful of what it is that you should be on task about. Because it's all here. And I am like Muhammad saw it crystal clear. And if you don't do it, who else will? The small number of believers that we have, you are the only ones who carry the message of our Savior, the Honorable Silis Muhammad, and his spiritual mother and father, Master Muhammad. Nobody else carry that message. So if you don't give it, who will? If you don't tell the next black man or black woman about it, then who will? Surely not the devil. And surely not the other organizations out here that claim they represent Master Muhammad. Minister, you got any announcements?
Yes, sir.
At this time, I'll go ahead and bring the minister forward and make announcements.